Player, I am loading TK1138's vlogs.
Hey everybody, it's TK1138 and I'm enjoying the beautiful weather out here in Alabama. This weather is probably going to last about another 2 weeks before it just starts getting stupidly hot. And that is going to continue on getting hotter and hotter for the next 6 weeks until we hit Endwar 2019. So this is going to be another one of the video of my Endwar prep series, but really this is kind of more just general Nerf prep, but especially helpful for the game of humans vs zombies. And today we're just going to cover some very basic reload drills that you can do at home. In fact, I do them at home. I've had to explain to my wife, like before she moved in, I'm like, alright, we got anything weird? Anything we need to talk about? Like weird pets, weird clothes, anything like that? And I was just like, I like to play with my Nerf blasters in front of a TV, and I do a lot of drills. I'm one of those guys. So I'm going to walk you through some of my most successful drills that I do on a regular basis to keep me up in shape for games like Endwar, HvZ, even general SCNC PvP, or competitive games like Ion Rush with the Atomic Dart League. So, check it out. Now I've had to change my loading style a little bit with the development of the FDL3, and it has two different kind of mag loading systems. But I figure I'm going to try to make this a little bit more generic for everybody, so because not everyone's going to be using an FDL3, so I'm going to be using my Strife. Now, this one was actually built for me by my friend Randy. This is the DLV1, one of my favorite 2S Strifes. Tons of cool little body pieces on it, really nice thing. But the thing that's only going to matter right now is that it has a mag well, a trigger, and an extended mag release. Now, you can buy extended mag releases from Out of Darts, Containment Crew, Foam Blast. Literally everybody has one, and they are super helpful. Like, these things are typically like $2 or $3, and I would put them as a critical requirement on any blaster just because it makes it so much easier to hit that mag release. So if you don't have one on your blaster, that's the first thing I'd highly suggest you get. But anyway, let's get into some drills. Now, a lot of people will tell you to do this in front of a mirror, and I'm going to tell you the exact opposite. Don't use a mirror. The whole goal of this is to train your body, your hand, and everything else how to reload a magazine without looking. And by that I mean without taking your eye off the target. So you can do it while, you know, looking in a mirror and trying it and all that sort of stuff. But it kind of messes with me just because the whole everything's reversed. You want to get to the point where you can do this reload. Now, a lot of times a sloppy reload is when you are aiming and then click, 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 it's now empty, and you are looking down where your next magazine is, taking your eye off the target. But also, a lot of people will put their blaster up or put their blaster down. Now, for me, I'm kind of a jerk sometimes. Yeah, I'm sure a couple people are like, But, you know, like at SCNC games, if I see someone doing this and looking down, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to launch 3 shots at them from across the field because chances are they're not paying attention. So the trick is to keep your eye there and to be able to take the mag out, get your next mag, and reload it without dropping your eyes. This is especially important in games like HvZ, where I would say at least you got a 50-50 chance if you're getting tagged out or stunned, it's probably going to be during a reload. So watch those. But the eventual goal is to be able to just take it and reload it without ever looking. Right now, those kind of reloads actually have several different elements that all come together to give you a quick reload. Now, the first thing you want to learn how to do is how to drop your magazine. Now, this blaster, I haven't used it as much, so the magwell's still a little bit sticky, but one of the first things you can do, and this is going to seem kind of annoying, is just sit there and work that magwell over and over again until you get a nice even feel to it, because the whole point is you want to be able to drop your magazine out. Now with this blaster, I have to kind of do that little tap to get it to come out. With my FDL blasters, they just fall out. Also, heavier mags tend to fall out a bit easier. See, got some work to do on this one, but again, you want to get to the point where it just comes out. So dropping the magazine is just the first step. Now, the reload style I just did is what I call, and there's probably all sorts of names for it, what I call a dead drop. And that's if I'm only going to use this if I'm in like a final stand situation or a place where I know I'm not going to be moving for a second. Like if I'm holding an objective and capture the flags, I'll do one of those. And the reason I call it a dead drop is because that's the kind when you're taking there, you're shooting, you drop your mag, you get the next one, and that first mag just hits the ground. It's right there at my feet. If I want to recover that, then I don't have to squat down, get it, and put it back in my rig. Now that's not a super helpful thing to do if you're about to run. So again, only use those kind of dead drops if you know you're going to stand still. Otherwise, you're scrambling to get your mags back. So the second kind of magazine swap we're gonna do is definitely the most important one. Dead drops are great if you're like in a standing position and you know you can just leave a bunch here, seconds left on the clock, holding an objective, blaze of glory, whatever, that's fine. But if you're playing like HvZ or any objective game where you're moving to an objective or from an objective, you don't want to leave all your magazines on the field. I mean, who's got that kind of money to replace those? You know, sometimes they go missing or get stepped on or broken, or what if you want to reload them? So the trick you want to learn to do is how to reload your magazines, stow it in your gear, and get a new one. So this is all about creating repetitive cycles. I'm an industrial engineer by trade, so my whole job is to find processes and systems and reduce the waste, whether that's excess movement, unnecessary movement, whatever. So I bring that kind of knowledge into Nerf and how to do this. Now, there are as many schools of thought on how to properly reload a gun, blaster, whatever. We're not going to get into those. We're doing it my way. You can take my way, turn it your way, do whatever you want to do. So the first thing you want to do is not telegraph. Now, that's especially important in games like PvP or HvZ, where people might be looking. How many times have you seen it where someone is empty and they do this? You know what this is? This is a great big beacon to everybody on the field that your blaster is non-operational. This is a great way to get shot, guys, so don't do it. So you don't want to do that, because then the next step is you're looking down where to get your magazine. So not only are you telling everybody, shoot me, you're saying, I can't even see you do it. Not great, guys. So the trick is you want to be able to do both while minimizing the amount of time your mag well is empty. So this doesn't tell everybody what you're doing and keeps you in the game a little bit easier. So what I'll typically do is if I run empty, click, click, because it really wouldn't be click, click in Nerf, but whatever. If I'm running empty or if I have my ammo counter and I know I've only got a few darts left, I go ahead and ready my next mag. Now the trick here is to learn how to get the grasp on two mags. Now for me, I do a V. Now the V means I have a better opportunity to get my mag on the first time. So what you see is I make this V shape between my dead mag and my live mag. So all I have to do is pull it and pivot, and my next one's in. From here, my hand is still on this mag, and I can take it and stow it in my gear and keep going. And then it's just a simple matter of rinse and repeat all the time. That way you're cycling mags in. And keeping in mind that these repetitive motions will help you know that dead mag, live mag, all these are live. That's without even looking what I have here. And I'll continue doing this through an entire game. So I'll slowly work my way left to right. Once these run out, I go to my drop leg and continue on from there. This way, you're able to do a lot more quick and easy reloads. So whether you're doing a dead drop reload in a final stand situation or a walking reload in PvP, these kind of skills will treat you well throughout the Nerf hobby. Now these kind of things do take time to learn, guys. You're not going to do this overnight. This is a practice I do every time I get a new blaster, both to work in the mag well and train my own muscles on how to do this repeatedly and consistently. So put on a podcast, watch your favorite movie, watch your 3D print, or just watch the paint dry and learn how to practice this without watching, and you too will be able to do a lot quicker and more seamless reloads, keeping you alive longer in the game. So this has been my first drill video, I suppose. Thank you very much for watching. I'm TK1138. Nerf well, my friends.